Yo, what's going on? How we doing tonight? Um, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not feeling too hot tonight. In general, I've not been feeling very well. I really don't even feel like doing this show right now. I'm forcing myself to do this show. I know it's not the best way to start a show, but you know, listen, I mean, like, if I didn't force myself to do this, then it would probably be a really long time before I did another show. So I'm forcing myself to do things that I don't really want to do. And that's what you have to do sometimes when you're not feeling good. So, you got to get up, you got to take a shower, you got to go for a walk, get some exercise. You got to show up for life. I'm trying right now to show up for life. So I'm forcing myself to do the show. So here I am going to make the best of it. We're talking about a perfect topic, depression, the Black Flag song Depression. I've been listening to it a lot actually. And I was like, hey, that'd be a great show if I actually felt like doing a show. And well, here I am trying to make the most of it. Very simple concept that we're sort of exploring tonight. Depression is one of the few Black Flag songs that all four singers of Black Flag, or at least the four that we, consider from the original canon, sang on. The other being Gimme, 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 and I think that might be it. I think those might be the only two songs that all four all four singers sing on. I've never been, I've said on other Black Flag shows that I've done, Black Flag is not a sacred cow for me. In fact, I find them to be quite an acquired taste in a variety of ways. In fact, I would even go so far as to say that I like bands that are derivative of Black Flag more than maybe even Black Flag themselves. Like a great example out of Prescott, Arizona, Hour of the Wolf, fantastic band, totally, totally doing Black Flag, but in a really great way. And I think in a way they're doing Black Flag better than Black Flag does Black Flag, if that makes any sense. I mean, yeah. So there's that. But let's explain it a little bit more. Let's dive down a little bit deeper. It's funny. The general consensus is always that when Henry Rollins joined the band, that the band just took a giant nosedive. That he ruined the band, which I think is so stupid. It's such an asinine, stupid, notion and mentality. But a lot of people really can't stand that, or don't like the gradual decline of Black Flag once Henry joins. So people really worship the earlier, the earlier version or the earlier iterations of the band. It goes like this. The first singer is Keith Morris, and he only puts out, the only thing that they put out is the Nervous Breakdown EP. And then there's then Ron Reyes, aka Chavo Pederast, he comes into the picture, and they put out the Jealous Again EP. And then Dez becomes the lead singer, and Dez sings on the six pack EP. And then Henry comes in and he sings on Damaged and all the rest of the releases, at least all the way through till 86. Now, what some people don't realize is that Black Flag, before they recorded Damaged, they had attempted to record an album a few times earlier with those early singers, and just never materialized into anything. And instead, the Ron Reyes stuff, or at least some of it, ended up becoming Jealous Again. And the same thing with Dez. It ended up as the six pack EP, right? And it's not until they're on their fourth lead singer that they're able to finally put out a collection of songs, some of which had been recorded 4 times, including Gimme, Gimme, Gimme and Depression. Other songs that were recorded by multiple singers, Clocked In was one of them. I think maybe even Wasted too. I don't know. Let's take a look. So eventually what happens is, well, let's first take a look at there's a business dispute that occurs. Okay. Actually, before we even do that, who is texting me right now? I don't even know. Before we even do that though, let's quickly talk about our sponsor, Riot Stickers. RiotStickers.com is where you need to go if you need to get stickers and other things printed. You can get 200 die cut stickers for $69. A die cut sticker is made with a computer guided scalpel, and you can get any kind of shape you want out of that. If you like ninja stars, you can get a ninja star shaped sticker or a teddy bear or a plate of spaghetti, whatever drives you. And you can get 200 of those for $69. That's right. Go to riotstickers.com/Frumess. Link is down in the description. And we'll play the little theme song, and then we're going to continue on with a very quick history lesson, followed by my ranking of the Depression, all the Depression tracks. So we'll be right back.
Posters and promo cards, there's nothing we can't print for you. From stage backdrops to bass drum heads, we can print on shirts, we can print on hats, we can print on pants. Cheap prices and high quality, quick turnaround times and free shipping. We also offer free artwork support, great customer service, and so much more. We are the bomb. RiotStickers.com. Riot Stickers, we are the bomb. RiotStickers.com. Riot Stickers, we are the bomb. RiotStickers.com. Riot Stickers, we are the bomb.
All right, and we are back, and we are ready to discuss. Let's do a little history lesson. Now, the reason why we need to talk about this history lesson is this history lesson, or this history of Black Flag with Unicorn Studios, I believe it's Unicorn Studios. And are they a record label? I don't remember. That is what winds up. That's what eventually motivates Black Flag to release, all the recordings that they had made up until that point. In what would be their first compilation known as Everything Went Black, which originally, it's the one with the scissors on the cover. I have it on CD somewhere. Originally it couldn't even be credited to Black Flag. They had to use the names of the band members themselves as a means of a loophole to get around this this contract situation they had going on. Basically, here's the background. They had some business disputes with Unicorn Studios where they recorded Damaged, as well as they used to live there and they rehearsed there. And Unicorn was associated with MCA Records. And what happened was the president of the label was not really digging what was going on. They kind of lead piped the situation. They kind of lead piped the situation involving the record, and Black Flag sort of responded disparaging the president. And eventually what happened was Unicorn filed a lawsuit against both Black Flag and SST, claiming that there was a breach of contract because SST ended up just distributing Damaged on its own, and that didn't sit well with the label. And as a result, Black Flag was not allowed to record under their own name. And that, even though SST was able to continue to release records under, other records, like, there was a Meatmen record, and there was a Meat Puppets record, and Saccharine Trust had a record, and those were able to come out. But Black Flag could not put stuff out. So they tried to get around this by doing this compilation, Everything Went Black. And it's basically, it came out as a double album, and it's just all stuff before Henry Rollins. And then, Unicorn got wind of this, and they were not happy. And they ended up blowing the whistle on Black Flag, claiming that they had, violated. They had this court injunction against them, releasing new records. And both Greg Ginn and Chuck Dukowski ended up doing some time in jail. It wasn't a lot of time, but they did some time because they were in contempt of court. Eventually, though, the case would sort of fizzle out. And the reason behind that is because Unicorn went out of business. And that allowed Black Flag to basically continue to be Black Flag and put out music. And they would. In 1984 alone, they put out 3 records, one of which featured Dukowski, and then eventually Kira joined up, and they put stuff out. And they had what's his face as the drummer, Bill Stevenson, right? So that's kind of like the backstory of how this compilation even came to be. And basically, you on side A of the first LP, you have Keith Morris. Side B is Ron Reyes, as well as Dez, and then side C is more Dez. And like I said, they all do their own iteration of Depression. All this material was meant to be each for what would have been an album. Didn't happen until until Rollins joined the band. This, as a song, I think Depression might be my favorite Black Flag song. It is I just think it's just a scathingly honest portrait of, alienation and depression. The lyrics are so heavy. Let's pull up the lyrics right now, actually, because I just want to look at them. And I guess maybe that's why I care so much about the 4 versions of the song, because I just think, again, it's like, it's not an easy song to sort of portray. These are the lyrics right here. All by myself. I ain't got no one else. The situation is bleeding me. There's no relief for a person like me. I mean, it really is probably the best. I think this might be the best example of Greg Ginn lyric writing, writing. Right here, all by myself. I ain't got no one else. The situation is bleeding me. There's no relief for a person like me. Depression's got a hold of me. Depression got to break free. Depression's got a hold of me. Depression's gonna kill me. I ain't got no friends to call my own. I just sit here all alone. There's no girls that want to touch me. I don't need any of your fucking sympathy. You know what I really like about these lyrics and like the tone of the song? It's just fucking honest, dude. It's just like fucking real, honest feelings, everybody just get away. I'm going to boil over inside today. This line right here, I mean, just really fucking great. They say things are going to get better. All I know is that they fucking better. Rhyming better with better. There's few people that can get away with doing that. And one of them is Lou Reed, who does a great job of it in, I think, Lady Day off of Berlin. He rhymes vile with vile. But fuck, is this, god damn, is this a good fucking song? They say things are going to get better. All I know is they fucking better. I feel that. I feel that right now in my life. Again, I don't normally talk about my mental health on here, but I'm going through it right now. And if anybody else is going through it right now, just know that you're not alone. I am right there with you in the trenches, fucking just dealing with shit. And depression's got a hold. Depression, I gotta break free. I love it. And he says, yeah, and that's it. I mean, it just repeats. But boy, what a fucking line. They say things are gonna get better. All I know is that they fucking better. Oh my God, is that great? That is just so fucking wonderful, man. So so that's the song. And then like the versions, like who does the best version of the song? Here's my definitive ranking of Depression by Black Flag as per the four singers. Coming in at number 4, we're going to count down to number 1, is Dez. I love you, Dez. I think you're, I'm not a big, Dez had never sang before for any band when he joined Black Flag. He was a fan of Black Flag. Pretty much every, all 3 singers that came after Keith Morris were fans of the band before they became band members. So Ron and Dez were buddies, and they were fans of the band, and Ron sang. And then what happened was Ron kind of like skitzed out or something, like something went wrong in Canada, and he left the band in the middle of a tour. And so when the Jealous Again EP came out, they gave him the name Chavo Pederast. Sorry. It's a really fucking funny name. I'm sorry. It is. It's fucking funny. Chavo Pederast. What a name. And people like, for real, like people like fans, whatever, like he's considered Chavo. I mean, everybody knows he's Ron, but like people call him Chavo. They're like, yeah, Chavo. Like, I mean, I see it from time to time on the internet and like Reddit and stuff. I just think it's funny that it's like, dude, his name is Ron. So yeah, I don't know. But in any case, Dez is the third singer and he is number 4 for me. I don't know, man. Listen, nothing against Dez. I'm not down with his. A lot of people think that Dez is like the best Black Flag singer. I don't understand it. I don't like the way that the chorus there's like a punch-in chorus, like he goes, depression, got a hold on me, depression. I don't like that. I don't like the way that he does the chorus. That just doesn't work. It just doesn't work for me. So Dez is number 4. Number 3. For number 3, this might upset people, but this is my personal ranking. You can, whoever's out there watching this, you can have your own personal ranking. This is my personal ranking. Number 3 is Keith Morris. Listen, I think Keith Morris, fantastic, phenomenal vocalist, man. Don't get me wrong. I feel like there's not, I feel like he kind of he approaches it with his, Keith can be very sardonic, if that's the right word to use. And he kind of approaches it with like a sardonic attitude, and it doesn't fit the, I'm thinking of another D word that goes with depression when singing a song like this. How about the word desperation? Like, just think about these lyrics again. Like, depression's got a hold of me. Depression got to break free. Depression's got a hold on me. It's gonna kill me. I mean, it does. It does do that to people. Like, listening to this song, if you suffer from this affliction, obviously, people suffer from their different levels of depression. There's chemical depression. There's, just there's the human experience depression. We all get depressed. There's just there's manic depression. There's bipolar. I mean, there's just a lot of different types of depression out there. but it's a very serious thing. So it's like when it has its grip on you, and like I want to feel that. I want to feel the desperation when someone's singing it. And for me, Keith doesn't do it. He just doesn't have it there as the way that I would want. So it just does not work for me. Again, it always comes down to that line. Who sings this line the best? They say things are going to get better. All I know is that they fucking better. Whoever sings that line the best is, to me, that's where it really, that to me is what reigns supreme king. So Keith Morris comes in third place, which brings us down to our other two Black Flag singers. Number two, this is going to anger a lot of fucking people. It's going to, but again, my ranking, number two is Chavo Pederast is number two. Ron Reyes is number two. His studio version of the song is really what is number two, because to be honest, if we're including the version that's on Decline of Western Civilization, that to me would probably outrank everything, because it's a really good performance. But I'm not going to count that. It has to be on Everything Went Black or Damaged for me in my ranking the studio output of these songs. That's the goal, because then you get into live versions of everything. You know what I'm saying? Ron comes closest to really nailing the song Depression. I think I like the vocal arrangement, like the actual melodic vocal arrangement, I think is the best of all, like probably number one. But that's not what we are here to discuss. What we're really looking at more than anything is who sang it the best, who gave it the more conviction, the most conviction, this, that, and the other. And Ron, for me, he's just a nut hair behind when it comes to what, in my opinion, is the number one version. It's the definitive version. It is it's the official studio version that came out. And that's Henry Rollins, man. I'm sorry. And listen, I know I've been ignoring the comments tonight. I'm trying to keep this one short and sweet. Like I said, I'm not really feeling this tonight. I'm forcing myself to do the show because it's been a while since we did the show. I just want to highlight one comment tonight in particular. Henry Rollins definitely lived those lyrics. And that's what, when you listen to Damage, and that's exactly that is a better version of what I was going to say. Henry Rollins' performance, you feel two things. One, a 20-year-old kid who is trying to prove himself in front of his favorite band ever. And two, a 20-year-old kid who's reaching deep inside his heart to perform and emit the emotion and that's what comes through in his version. There's just something about his vocals. And again, some of his vocal arrangement, like some of the way that he sings it, I'm not particularly stoked on. Like, I think Ron does a better job of, the arrangement, or whoever did the arrangement. But I think that Henry's performance is more genuine. Like, I feel like Ron is singing it because, Chuck and Greg were like, hey, we want you to sing the song. You're the singer of this band. Whereas they gave those lyrics to Henry, and Henry was like, oh, I know this. It's deep inside of my heart. And Henry just fucking, just listen to it. Go listen to Damaged right now. Listen to him sing that. And plus, the other thing that makes Damage, besides that line, they say things are going to get better. All I know is that they fucking better. There's another key part to Depression that really makes the song so impactful. And that is the droning opening chords. I don't know if that's I think it's bass, actually. I think it's Dukowski's bass. There's something that is so utterly dangerous about the Damage version. It's so raw and visceral compared to the other three that came before it. They just nailed it. Fourth time was the charm. it's dangerous. It's legitimately dangerous. You can feel it. It opens you up to the mindset of what depression is, the song, as well as the desperation that Henry is using when he's singing it, and just coming from this incredibly personal place. At least that's what I feel when I hear that song, when I hear Henry singing it. And I wish I could do that right now, but again, I can't use the studio version. So what you're gonna do is, when I get off of here, you're gonna go and you're gonna listen to all 4 versions, and I want you guys to rank them in the comments, and you decide what you think is the best version of depression. But again, Henry, just like a fucking feral Wolverine. Think about it too. Henry has quit his day job. He's moved across the country to earn his keep as the lead singer of one of his favorite bands. And here he is in the studio for the second time. He had been in the studio once before for State of Alert. He recorded a demo's worth of songs for that band, which wouldn't come out for decades. That was his only experience, right? Singing for a band. So now Henry, and it's funny because Henry actually had the most experience, I think, out of any of those previous singers. Ron and Dez. I don't know about Keith. I mean, Keith had some experience. I don't know how they recorded all those songs. I don't know if the Nervous Breakdown EP came out before they tried to record a full. Of course it did. Of course they probably did that, and they were trying to do the full length. Full length didn't work out. So it's like, here's a guy who's like just got, Henry has nothing to lose because he is, and that's not to say that Ron or Dez have nothing to lose. I mean, maybe they have nothing to lose either, but it's just that, it's the idea of like this dude who just like moved across the country. Dez and Ron, they were both hanging around. They were both like locals. Like they were like, hey, come sing for us. They're like, okay. Henry is like, selling his car, quitting his job, moving across the country, like it's just, the stakes are different. So when you hear him in that vocal booth and you hear him singing Depression, that's like all the stuff that comes to mind when I think about this song, which in my opinion, like I said, I'm pretty sure this is without a doubt the best Black Flag song. It is. It's just so fucking good. And it just captures all of those feelings. I don't know if you've ever felt it. I felt it as a teenager. I felt it as a 20-something. I felt it as a 30-something. I'm 38 now. And I'm feeling it right now. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling depression right now. And so like this song just fucking, man, when I'm in that mindset, the song just fucking hits. When music, it can be such a therapy tool, this, that, and the other. But again, I just want to end with an important positive message about depression. Consider this the Jerry Springer final thought for the episode. If you are depressed out there, like I'm depressed right now, just remember one thing. And again, this is assuming you don't suffer from the type of depression that requires medication. That's the beautiful thing about medication. It's gives our brains a reprieve from, the thing from it attacking itself. So if you have medication, you should always take the medication that's prescribed to you by a doctor. If you've been prescribed, this is more aimed at people who suffer from depression, like, as it naturally kind of comes and goes, not that chemical depression. And, just that, it does, it's like the weather, right? Like bad vibes, they're like the weather. And what's the thing that we know about the weather? It never lasts. It doesn't. Again, asterisk here. If you suffer from bipolar or manic depression or anything of the sort, that is a different category of what I am referring to. But it's like the weather, and the weather passes, and you just got to hang on to your seat and show up and do all the things that are positive in your life that you normally need to do, like get dressed and take a shower, make sure you eat, make sure you do something positive and creative, that whole thing. And if you can do that, you can overcome depression and fucking, break out of it. So just remember, kids, it's always there's always a solution. There's always a way out. That's it. That's all I got. I'm fucking burnt out right now, so I'm gonna go. But we'll see you again real soon. I'm gonna be back tomorrow night. I'm gonna force myself to come back tomorrow night. Actually, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna force myself to come back and gonna do another music themed show because I know you guys like the music stuff. Okay. All right. Love you all. Peace. Hair grease. We'll see you next time. Go blast all 4 versions of Depression and rank them in your definitive ranking for me. Do that. Do that now.